Hello everyone. Today we'll be taking a look at the fake LEGO Technic Mercedes G500 professional line set. Now sadly we don't have any packaging to showcase for this set because it was sourced through a group order from a WhatsApp collectors group. I'll share more details on it by the end of this video, but let's get to it. So I received this set in this plastic packaging, and the reason being it saves a lot of volume while shipping when compared to those big cardboard boxes. I'm going to quickly use a reliable pair of scissors to cut through this. So I just tore through the packaging a little bit, and sadly the instruction manual is a little damaged at the back. The front looks fine, but we faced a little bit of tear in the page at the back, and really busted up because of the folds. Now coming to the instruction manual, it has this black printed page with the set number on top, and it straight away starts with the instructions from the first page itself. At the back, like I mentioned before, it's a little damaged and torn through because of the poor packaging, but overall I think a decent manual. We've got this small sticker card as well, and we've got another specific instructional for the differential, I believe. So we'll take a look at what this is later on. I'm thankful that the rest of the packaging has been pretty secure, and it comes in these two bags numbered A and B. I'm going to start with A and see if this has all the parts to start off with the instructions, and hopefully they've segregated them properly into the first and the second part of the build. So here we're done with about 5% of the build. We've set up the differential as well as the steering column up front. So far I'm enjoying the build. The pieces are fitting in really well, but it seems to be a very extensive build with a lot of pieces. So here we're done with about 10% of the build, and what I feared has come true. Just like the previous Defender build, the gears over here are really tight and it's becoming difficult to preserve the steering function. I think as we add more gears it's going to become worse, and I don't think we'll have any of these working utilities preserved by the end of this build. So we're nearly 20% done with the build. This is the front axle part. We've just put the engine on over here as well, and this is the gear assembly we just got done with. Again, slightly tight gears over here as well, difficult to move through, but let's hope it works out, unlike the Defender. So we're about 30% done with this build. We've done a little bit of stickering here on the gearbox as well as on the engine cover. We've attached the front section to the gearbox, and now we're building on towards the rear section of the vehicle. So we just got done with about 35% of the build, and we've just attached the steering wheel, which so far seems to be working fine with all the gears. I hope we can preserve this function by the end of this build. We've also attached the rear axles and the rear suspension, which seems to be working fine so far. So here we are about 40% done with this build. We've just attached all 4 tires, and we're working on the outer shell as we speak. The hand of God steering is also in place. So we're about 65% done with this build, and a major problem that I'm facing right now is the fact that one of the pieces was not correctly molded. This was supposed to be a 3x5 lift arm, but sadly it's not been molded correctly on both sides. So this is as good as a 4-studded lift arm. So we're about 70% done with this build. We just built the A pillars for this vehicle as well as set up these windshield wipers up front. We're now about to mount this beautiful looking grille which has a printed logo up front. So we just got done with about 80% of this build. We've added this nice looking bonnet up front, and there are a lot of giveaways now by the shape of it that this here is a G-Wagon, be it the squarish headlamp inserts, the lights on the hood, or this neat looking bumper with this really nice number plate up front. So here we're done with about 90% of this build. We've added the fender line on all sides as well as a tailgate at the back. And to come here to the side, I'd just like to show you that this was that incorrectly molded piece that we were talking about, and thankfully we've been able to finish this build without it. So after about 15 hours of building time and 95% through the instruction manual, we finally have the Mercedes G500 professional line in its flesh. Now what's left is a couple of roof accessories and the hand of God steering to be attached on top. Love the way this looks. I think after my Ford GT, this is one of the best looking Technic builds that I've come across. So we're finally 100% done with today's build, and we've added the hand of God steering as well as the roof rails on top, and there's also a spare tire cover at the back that I'll show you in a bit. Now after the final build, I think it enhances the look of this vehicle. It looks really nice with this roof rack. I love the color scheme, which is this orange and black. To give you a few comparisons from the original one, the color is of course a little off compared to the original LEGO version. There are a few alignment issues like I pointed out earlier, which are basically the doors. A few of the parts, something very different from my other knockoff builds that I experienced with this one was a lot of loose pieces as compared to the tighter ones which I have experienced earlier. The good thing is that you don't swell up your fingers at the end of this build, but the poor thing is a lot of these things, they tend to hang off or sort of pop out, and that is something that you need to find a fix for. Now let's quickly take a look at all the working gimmicks. First up, we have the bonnet, which opens up like so. We've got this small stand sort of a mechanism as well, which we can use to make it seem like it's holding the hood. We've got these wipers on a rotating hinge. Coming to the side, we have all 4 doors which have door locks on them as well. So you've got the door handles working. I'm going to try that at the front. On the roof, we've got this small storage space. At the rear, we've got the working tailgate with a lock. On the inside, we've got a working steering attached to the wheels up front. Further, there are working gear knobs and gear sticks. Sadly, since this is a knockoff, the gears don't engage properly, but you've got both the 4x4 as well as the reverse and drive gears working. Talking about the attention to detail, I love how they've given bucket seats on the inside. You can see the bench seats at the rear as well. If you remove the engine cover, there is a working engine down there with the pistons. There are these really nice mud flaps that are a very small addition, but they do add to the authenticity of this set. And last but not the least, you've got this small trailer hook at the back as well. On the interior, although there are stickers, some really nice dials as well as a touchscreen infotainment system and the 4x4 and automatic transmission. For a quick size comparison, here we have the G-Wagon next to the Defender, and as you can see, they are more or less the same height as well as the same length, even though the G-Wagon is a 5-door and the Defender is a 3-door. Here's a front view of both vehicles. And now for a final size comparison with the LEGO Technic Ford Raptor, one of my first SUVs that I built. And here it's evident that the G-Wagon is huge in comparison to the Raptor, although lengthwise I think they're almost the same. And another shot from the front. Now talking about the price, this set costed me Rs 6,900 all inclusive. This is of course with the exception of the lack of a packaging box, because I sourced it through a group order from a WhatsApp chat group called Lepin Enthusiasts. I'll be sure to post a link to their WhatsApp chat group in the description box below. They generally place these group orders on a monthly basis, and you can find more information on the group itself. For those of you who are looking at ordering this set individually in India, you can buy it on their online store called brixbuilder.store. This set is available there for about 8,600 rupees, and they normally have these discounts running from time to time basis, so you can check that out. Well, now it's time for the final verdict. The original LEGO G500 set costs about Rs 23,000 on Amazon. This set at a price of Rs 7,000 is almost 1/3 the cost of that, and it does preserve most of the features of the original, as well as the quality of pieces was really good. All these factors considered, I think this set was definitely worth the price. At Rs 8,600, I would urge you to consider buying original LEGO sets like the Ford GT at a discount. But in case you're really looking forward to getting a G-Wagon in your collection, this is the one for you. That's all for today, guys. In case you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts or any related queries in the comment section down below, and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.